Yesterday, news broke from Chris B. Haynes, a very respected NBA insider, that the Suns have narrowed down their coaching search to a final 8 coaches. Later that evening, it was revealed that there was a 9th coach on the list. But let's see if we can use what we know so far about Brian Gregory's vision for the team to accurately predict the next Suns head coach. Before we look at these coaches individually, let's take a look at the criteria that these coaches will be judged on, as also mentioned by Chris B. Haynes in that piece. First, we've got build a program, holding players accountable, implementing a structure, that sort of thing, providing discipline from the players and the program. Number 2, the coach's vision must be aligned with ownership and the front office's vision. Number 3, a defensive background, including they want this coach to have a defensive-minded coach on his staff that he can point to, that he's going to delegate defensive responsibilities to. And the last thing is a youthful energy. A coach that's either young enough to literally connect with players or at least youthful enough mentally. Let's start with David Fizdale since he's already here. He's been with the Suns for the last 2 coaching failures. He's 50 years old, and he has a coaching career that spans all the way back to 1998 with the San Diego Toreros. We all know Fizz by some degree. It seems like he's genuinely liked by the players. And as we all know, he was once even offered the Suns head coaching job before he declined it. He seems like a natural fit. However, I can't shake the feeling that if he were a real option, Matt Ishbia would have fired Mike Budenholzer earlier, sometime before the end of the season, in order to get a sneak peek at what the product might look like on the court if Fizdale was the coach. The fact that he didn't do that leads me to believe that this is not going to be the candidate that comes out on top. Number 2, and these coaches are in no specific order, Sean Sweeney, Dallas Mavericks assistant. He's 55 years old. He's been with Jason Kidd for multiple different stops, including the Bucks and the Nets, before he returned to Kidd's side in Dallas. Apparently, Sweeney is known for a coaching style that emphasizes defensive intensity, strategic adjustments, and player development. That sounds pretty darn aligned, if you know what I mean. We'll see how things go in the interview process, but I like that his perceived skills are all things that Coach Bud wasn't skilled at all. Could be a breath of fresh air. Number 3, Johnny Bryant, Cavs assistant. For what it's worth, Johnny Bryant is Flex from Jersey's favorite for the job. He's 39 years old. He's known for player development and coaching elite spacing. What could set him apart from other candidates is that he's supposedly really good at building relationships with players, which is one of Monty's skills that actually translated to success. But he's also talked about as being very intelligent and strategic. That's a heck of a combination. Number 4, Micah Nori, Minnesota Timberwolves assistant. He's 51 years old, and for some reason, I'm drawn to this guy. I'm thinking he's going to be a serious contender for this job. He's known as a Ted Lasso-esque coach. People really seem to like his quick-witted humor, which extends not only from coach interviews like press conferences, but also to interpersonal relationships with players. He's smart and likable. That would be a very big change in the Valley. He's also known for in-game execution, like knowing when or not to challenge a play or call timeouts. And he's known for being good at player rotations. 5 and 6. Let's do Steve Hetzel and Jordan Ott together, because they are both Michigan State alumni. So there's an argument to be made that this should really just be a 2-man list of options. Nevertheless, just because they're Spartans doesn't mean that they aren't good candidates. Hetzel is big on player development, which fits. He preaches physical, disruptive defense, which fits. While you have Jordan Ott, another Cavs coach on this list, he's more known for his creative offense. He's also a player development guy, but I assume he's going to have to be attached to some sort of defensive-minded guy to get this job. Either way, do not be surprised if you wake up one day soon to the news that one of these guys was hired by quote-unquote Brian Gregory, solely due to their ties to Michigan State. 7, James Borrego, Pelicans assistant. He's 47 years old, and he's one of 2 coaches on this list with NBA head coaching experience, the other being Fizdale. My spidey senses could be wrong, but they are not tingling for James. His time spent head coaching the Hornets doesn't excite me, and while he's known for player development, he's also more of an offensive coach, and I just don't think that that's the most likely route the Suns are going to go. Number 8, Dave Bliss, Oklahoma City Thunder assistant. Perfect name for an adult entertainer, I must say. But due to the Thunder's recent success, I cannot help but be drawn to this guy. Unlike the Suns, and even my Chicago Bears, I actually have a very healthy trust in the decision makers for the OKC Thunder in their front office. They know what they're doing when it comes to hiring, firing, and drafting. That much is clear. Bliss is a defensive style coach that also develops talent. He's youthful at 39 years old, and I think he deserves a very close look. Now, remember I told you there is a 9th name added to the list after it was reported on. It has been confirmed. Chris Quinn from the Miami Heat is in the running officially. He's a 41-year-old former Heat player, and everything I've said about the Thunder basically goes for the Heat as well. They are a class organization that usually does things the right way. I see a lot of love on social media for Chris Quinn, and I'd imagine that he has as good of a shot as anyone on the list or better. I guess you could say my spidey senses are tingling for Chris Quinn. Considered by many as a mini Spoelstra, a lot of Heat fans imagine Chris Quinn as the Heat's coach in waiting. The Suns really want a whole new culture built from the ground up, and I think that this is the guy that gives you the best shot at that. I think he'll get looks from other teams as well, so the Suns should consider themselves lucky if they're able to get him. Tell me in the comments which of these 9 coaches you want for the Phoenix Suns next year.